Hey guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts, and welcome to my craft room. So I've been planning this video to have a New Year's video, talk about some things about my channel and how some things might be changing, maybe some things, not goals, but things I want to do with my channel this year. And I wanted to put that up for like New Year's Eve into New Year's Day, because New Year's Day was a Talk to Me Tuesday video this year. So I thought maybe I'd put it up on New Year's Eve. And you should be seeing this on Friday, and Friday's not New Year's Eve now, is it? So I'm a little behind, and I'll explain to you later why I'm behind. But I didn't want to skip out on this video just because I couldn't get it done in time. The way I'm looking at it is, as long as we're not in double digits and it's not January 10th, then I'm okay, and it's still the first week of the new year. There's 365 days, 52 weeks, so I'm going to still count this as a win. And instead of having just you looking at my face and watching my lips move, I thought I'd go ahead and stitch on my little snowman guy here. For those of you who've been around for a little bit, you may remember seeing this guy. I had received 2 patterns as a gift from a stitching friend, and we got to choose between the snowman and the Santa. And I said, hey guys, help me decide, should I start stitching the Santa or the snowman? And it was not unanimous, but it was overwhelming. There was only like 2 or 3 people and myself that wanted to stitch the Santa. But we decided that everyone said because Christmas was only a few weeks away, and with life being so busy and hectic, there wasn't going to be any way that I'd get Santa done in time to go ahead and work on the snowman, and then he can carry me through the winter, because I should get him done in a reasonable amount of time, at least the stitching. He is supposed to be a doorstop, and I'm just going to turn him into a wall hanging, because a doorstop my cats will rub on and it'll get dirty, and I'd rather just have a wall hanging that I can bring out. I already have doorstops around the house, so I don't need those. So this was the one that was voted on and chosen as the most popular one to stitch on, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch on that today. But I gotta say, I don't always read things. I say, oh look, I love the snowman. Now this was given to me, so I didn't choose him, but I'm like, oh, I love the snowman, let me make that. And then when I get the fabric out and I start tracing it, I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy is pretty big. Since he's a doorstop, I don't know, I guess I didn't expect him to be too big, maybe 8 inches, right? But then when I started tracing him, I realized, oh my goodness, so I flipped it over and he is going to be 15 inches tall. My goodness, he is a handsome little devil. But I'm going to stitch on him. And I thought we would just do a little channel update. So as I'm stitching on him, you'll have something to watch while my mouth is just chattering away, because we all know how much Robin just loves to talk to the camera. And it's not just like talking to the camera, it's more like you guys are my friends and we're all sitting in the craft room together, and while we were stitching and sewing and knitting, what would we do? Well, we just sit all around and we'd gab, right? The only thing different that's here is, well, 1, we're not all together, and 2, we're not sharing any food. Now, I know you're not supposed to eat while you're crafting, but there are things, I mean, we could snack before we sat down and chat, right? Oh, by the way, if you can't tell, this is going to be a rambling video, and it could be a little bit longer than expected. So go ahead and take it in small chunks or watch it all in one shot. Up to you. You are not going to hurt my feelings if it takes you a couple times to watch the video. But so we would be sitting around and chatting anyways, right? And we'd be snacking. Some of you guys like Cheetos and wine. Now, Cheetos are a little messy, but we do know the tip that you can eat them with a toothpick and your fingers will never get dirty. Just don't spill your wine. They have those special Tervis, I think they're called, glasses that won't spill. Now me, I've always been a jelly bean girl, especially the nerds jelly beans. But Easter's coming, well, not soon, but according to the stores it's soon, because I've already started to see some Valentine's and Easter candy coming out. But so we would sit around together and we would chat and we'd talk about what we're working on, and we talk about what's going on in our lives, you know, all the good things, the new babies and all the sad things, friends that are sick or have moved away. We'd complain about our husbands or our wives, you know how it is, the kids are being brats. So I kind of like these little Stitch With Me videos where we can just chat. So feel free to go ahead and put some comments down below. Let me know what's going on in your life. If you have any plans, anything exciting going on this year, or or if you have any goals in your craft room. Now, like I said, I've mentioned that I don't set goals, but what other word can you use besides goals? Maybe my plans for this year? I have some more organizational to do. When I decided towards the end of the year, it just got too busy. So I want to get some of my supplies that I'm not using anymore. I want to go ahead and either sell them, donate them, or give them away. I want to organize those things that I do have. I have them like in sections, but sometimes it's a 2 or 3 step process to get to them. Like you have to move 3 other Rubbermaid tubs, or you got to dig through boxes to find what you need. And I want to be able to see what I have and put my hands on it. I want to go towards a more minimalist in my craft room. I don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff. I just want to have what I'm going to use. Now, it's nice when you're randomly wanting, like all those pom-poms I had in that container. So it's nice to have those pom-poms available when you decide, hey, I want to make a garland for my tree or to hang in the room. But I can always find an alternative. I could use scrap fabric instead of pom-poms. So things like that, I just want to get them out of the room and open up the space and let it feel more open and not so crowded. Now, based on, if you've seen the title to this video, you'll realize that I'm going to draw the names for the giveaway for those S-hooks. Now, I did ramble a little bit, but I don't like those videos where they make you wait till the end to hear the winners. Because let's face it, I'm going to fast forward to the end, find out if I won, congratulate the winners, because I usually don't win. Then I'm going to come back to the video and finish watching it. So instead of making you guys go through all that trouble, I'm going to go ahead and show you the names. Just a little reminder, these are the S-hooks that, not just these 2, I was given a few bags of them. I'm going to go ahead and put something up in the iCard. I think I've been pointing this way all the time, but it might be over there. But I'll just go like this. Up in the iCard, I'll go ahead and put a link to that video so you can see the link to the shop that was so generous that donated these to us so that we can test them out. And I said I was going to draw 4 names after the 1st of January. And hey, it's after the 1st, right? So the names that I drew, and I'm going to be kind to me. Some of these names are a little bit different than I'm used to. I'm going to go ahead and read off the names, and if I get it right, I'm going to go ahead and put their names down there. So if you hear your name called, please go ahead and down below this video in the description box is my email, RsIslandCrafts@gmail.com. So RsIslandCrafts, that's the name of my YouTube video, right? So at gmail.com. I might even put that down here if I'm paying attention. But the 4 winners I chose, the first one I chose was Sean Yeatman. So congratulations, Sean. I'm going to be sending you some of these hooks. If you go ahead and make sure you give me your full name anyways, and let me know what address you'd like me to mail them to you, and I'll go ahead and get some of these hooks into an envelope for you. The second name is Bridget's Creations. So I believe she has a channel here on YouTube. And if she does, I'll go ahead and see if I can link it up in the iCard also to see what she might have. Okay, here's the one that can get me in trouble. The 3rd person that's going to win some of these S-hooks. Now, these S-hooks, I use them on a coat rod, a closet rod. And then I hang pails from them, or I hang my scissors from them. These would be great to put some washi tape. That's one of the things I need to find. I have like 4 or 5 rolls of washi tape. I went to look for it the other day, and I put them somewhere so I could find them easily. Yeah, I can't find them. So I want to hang them on some of these hooks. Because this company was so generous, they sent enough for 4 of you and a couple for me too. So anyway, number 3 is Debbie Cortiana. I will put it down below, and you guys can all laugh at me for struggling, but that's okay. And the 4th person, this was actually the last person to put a comment on the video before I closed it. And their name is Arna Safar. So here, look, I wrote them all down. Can we see them? So Debbie is Kortyna. Cortina? Cortina. I don't know, but that sounds like a really nice name, Debbie. I'm sorry for hacking it up on you. But if these 4 people would go ahead and send me an email and just put in the little information box S-hook winners, so I'll notice you right away. As soon as I can get these packed, well, I'm going to pack them up today, And then as soon as you guys get me your addresses, I'm going to see if I can mail them straight from home. Otherwise, it might take me about a week, week and a half to get to the post office. I'm really sorry about that, but I should be able to mail them from home. I picked up all the envelopes and everything I would need ahead of time. So as long as I can get the USPS little website there to give me the proper price and I can print off a shipping label, I'll mail them straight from my house. So congratulations to those 4 winners, and anyone else who's interested in these S-hooks, just go ahead and check out their website on Amazon. There'll be a link will be here for the iCard. It'll take you to the winner video where I described all about them, and anyone who didn't watch that video, the giveaway is closed, but go ahead and check out the video and see what I think about these S-hooks. Okay, so let's talk about what could be changing here on my channel. Channels are always evolving and changing, and don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I love sitting around talking to you guys, and I love the fact that it's a challenge for me, because I could just sit around and watch YouTube videos, and I could just start some projects and never quite finishing them. But being here with you guys, I feel not pressured, but it's nice to feel like, oh, I got a video that I'm going to be putting up next week, my Talk to Me Tuesday or my Whip It Wednesday. I really want to have something to show off. You know, it's like a show and tell every week, and I want to be able to show you guys what I'm working on, because you guys have been very, very helpful. When like this week's video that I just put up with the Santas, someone had mentioned that the Santa, not the triangle one, but with the fold over hat, that I could put those and use them as a garland since the hat folds over. You can just kind of slide a ribbon through it and they'd make an excellent garland. So that's wonderful. I never would have thought of that on my own. I know 100% that I wouldn't. But that's brilliant, because that would be so fun to just hang up in a small space, maybe across the mirror in your bathroom or across a bookcase. That'd make a wonderful gift instead of just an ornament. You could make, let's say you had a family of 2 parents and maybe 4 kids. You could make 6 of those, right? And maybe put their name on them or put them on their gifts, and then give them the ribbon. So after they open their presents and they get their little ornament, then they can all attach it to the ribbon and make their own garland and hang it up wherever they want. That would be fun. So you guys are always giving me great ideas. When you get a whole bunch of creative people together, it's nice to bounce the ideas off of each other that way. This is just a few samples, but I've also received some wonderful Christmas cards from you guys. Thank you so much. I am comparing addresses to the ones I've received to the ones I sent. It is definitely a little late to be sending a Christmas card. I'll explain in a little bit why I got a little bit behind on my Christmas cards, but I will send you guys something else instead if I haven't already. But some of them are they're just so cute. And this person now, you either got lucky or you know that I've talked many times about how cardinals are so important in my family. Oh, that was the back. I was excited for the back. Front's even better, right? So cardinals are a big part of a family, and maybe I'll even put the link up there when I talk about them. So thank you so much for the cards. Now my next step with these is to do a little research on Pinterest and see what kind of crafts we can do to take our Christmas cards and turn them into other things. Now I know we can turn these into, we can fold them and turn them into little boxes, and that's definitely something I want to try. So if you guys haven't thrown out your cards yet, go ahead and save them, and we'll see if we can come up with something fun to do with them. I remember as a child we used to take the cards and you draw circles around them and you cut little circles off, and then you'd put them all together, the circles back to back, and then you could make this round spinny ornament thing like with them. And I've folded them up for boxes before, but this was so long ago, and there's so many more creative people out there now that I am sure there's going to be plenty of ideas that we can do with our leftover Christmas cards, because they're so beautiful. You don't want to just throw them away all the time. I tend to save my cards and then maybe in March, April, May, June, I end up throwing them. Well, I probably recycle them as more than anything. But it's just one of those things that they pile up after a while. And if you can't do anything with them, then you're just holding on to them. And some of them are so beautiful because it's like the cards I get here in Florida, you guys get different cards wherever you're at. It doesn't matter if you bought them at Walmart, because it's like every Walmart has something different depending on where you live. Okay, now we want to get into something that's a little bit more, well, it's a whole lot more serious than what we've been chatting about so far. Many of you know who have been following my videos, you guys know that my husband was really sick over Christmas. I actually canceled Christmas this year because of it. Poor guy, he was just throwing up constantly. And he'd gotten so sick and weak and dehydrated that we ended up taking him up to the ER the Friday after Christmas. So last Friday, a week ago today. And after a whole bunch of tests, we did get some really kind of bad news. We found out that he has a mass on his pancreas. So they determined that it is definitely 100% pancreatic cancer. And unfortunately, it has also spread to his liver and his lungs. So poor Rob is very sick right now. We're in that limbo state in between when you hear the news and it's kind of a shock to your system and you have no idea. You're just going day by day to figure out how you're going to survive. You totally go into like a lockdown mode where nothing else in the world matters except this moment right here. Okay, getting that first part down there is always the hardest part of a conversation and the hardest part of starting an embroidery design. Oh, yeah, that'll be all right. When you have to lock that thread down in the back, I could leave it long and then just try to hook it up with a needle and all that, but it's just too much. All right, so now you can just imagine what this means to the family, but I just want to let you guys know what it's also going to mean for the channel. It'd be pretty naive to say this is not going to affect my channel whatsoever. I've got time to do everything. There's no problem. I can handle it all, right? Because I'm a woman. I am a mother of 3. I have been on this planet for almost 50 years. I can handle it all. Well, I can't. But right now, as it stands, obviously today was a Sew With Me video, Sew With Me Friday, where I show you guys projects that I'm working on, or we do a tutorial, and that has already changed for this week. So yeah, I'm figuring that my Talk to Me Tuesday and my Whip It Wednesday videos, those are basically just showing you, talking about what's going on in life, and showing you the projects that I've been working on in the past week, or however long it's been since my last video. I feel that those videos are going to keep going as normal. They should be able to be filmed ahead. I tend to film ahead of time anyways on Mondays, so maybe I'll just film them on Saturday or Sunday. And you'll still see those because there's still going to be a lot of crafting going on because it is my stress reliever. It is what I do, and I have some obligations I still need to meet. Some personal ones that I've set and some other ones that are out there in the world. Now I know everyone's going to tell me, Robin, don't worry about the obligations, take care of yourself and your family first. And I will. I will be taking care of everyone that needs to be taken care of. And I've learned, Rob's had some other medical issues throughout his years. He's, just different things here and there. And I learned that I can't be 24/7. I can't be at the hospital sitting in his chair next to him, next to the bed all the time. I can't do those things because it burns me out, and then I'm no good for anyone. Just like when you're on an airplane, and I've only been on an airplane for one trip, there and back, but you always see it in the movies that you make sure you put the oxygen mask on yourself before you go ahead and take care of anyone around you, your children, or anyone else, right? So I will be taking care of myself. Myself is never going to be the foremost important thing, but I do know how to pace myself now. I have learned over the years of what's important and what my body can and can't handle and what my mind can and can't handle. So crafting is going to be very important to me, and I'm still going to be doing those things. I enjoy talking with you guys, so that is still going to happen. So Talk to Me Tuesday and Whip It Wednesday should be happening every week. It's just that Sew With Me Friday. I had planned on using the time between Christmas and New Year's to get some videos done ahead of time so that if anything did happen, and it did, that I would have a backup set of videos that I can just post in between when I can't actually work on a project myself. So I'm going to try to get some of those still done. But in the meantime, my Sew With Me Friday videos might be, instead of doing a whole series, it might just be one short video after another. I do want to get into the series. And I tell you, the miter square knit blanket, this is the third time I've tried to start this series, and something keeps interrupting it. I feel like it's almost not meant to be. But I'm stubborn, and I am going to start that series, just not right this moment. I'm really sorry. There are other videos out there. I know it's kind of nice to hear from someone you're used to and you kind of gel with their way of crafting. So we will get to it. But until then, we might just do some short one-off videos. We will be doing the quilt as you go. I will be doing different versions of that. We are going to go back and work on where we're sewing the scraps to the calculator strips. That will be happening because I have a bunch of fabric now that I want to use to make different blocks, and I want to make an entire quilt with that. So those things will be happening. They just might not be happening right now. It may take a little bit of time. 2019 is a long year. 12 months, 52 weeks, 365 and a quarter days. Yeah, because it's not a leap year, because it's not an election year. So we've got plenty of time to get these things done, right? One of the other things that I'd planned on doing in this, I call it it's like a bonus time. The time between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of people, their stores, their businesses are closed or they're on vacation. And I always considered it like bonus time because you're not getting ready for Christmas. You've done all that. The New Year really is not all that big of a deal. It's just the New Year. So before your kids go back to school, it's like these extra days that you can do anything. And during those days, I was going to set up a Patreon page. I've saved the name and everything like that, but I was going to get the rewards and the plans and get everything all going so that my group here can have a Patreon page. So that's going to take a little bit longer. Patreon is a place where you can sign up. There is going to be some content that is free, and that Patreon page is not going to affect this channel whatsoever. I'm still going to have my same videos over here. You're still going to get free content. I'm still going to do tutorials, but over on Patreon, you pay it's when you want to support an artist, whether it's a musician or a quilter or a stitcher or a painter or a candlestick maker, how that song goes. You give a little bit money each month, and everyone has different types of reward systems. Some Patreon pages just say, thank you very much, I appreciate it, here's some special content for you. And other pages give you a little bit of something, and there's just different ways. You can do giveaways. You can do exclusive stitch-alongs and sew-alongs that are only on Patreon, so only members can do it. There's tiers where you can start at $1 a month, and then pages go up to whatever they want. I wouldn't want to say a top dollar, but I've seen some that, you can do $100 a month. But I would definitely keep, I was thinking, $1, $2, $5, $10, things like that. So I wanted to get that set up. So I'm hoping to still be able to do that during January. So maybe sometime when I'm sitting with Rob waiting somewhere, I'll bring my little Chromebook laptop thing and I can work on that. Or I can work on things like this, or my knitting that I need to work on, or my knitting that I want to work on. I've also joined that group. Oh, I don't know what today's date is, and I'm recording this on the 2nd. Thursday's the 3rd, right? Wait, Tuesday's the 1st. Wednesday's the 2nd. Thursday's the 3rd. Friday, which comes after Thursday. Whatever, whenever the 7th is. I'm getting lost. But anyways, whenever the 7th is, it's starting, I believe it's the 7th, that new hand stitch where we're going to learn how to hand sew a quilt. I kind of know the basics, but I want the practice. And doing it with a group, you're going to get those extra tips and stuff. So that's going to be fun. And I can always do that when I'm sitting in waiting rooms or wherever I happen to be, So there are going to be a variety of things coming up, and things are going to be the same and things are going to be different. And that's just how life goes, right? totally lost track of my mind, but that's where that is. Patreon page will be coming. There will be rewards. There will be same videos here, but then I will have some special videos there. Eventually this year, I would like to do some live videos. It's supposed to be really easy to do it from your iPhone. My only concern is I have to wait until I get a new iPhone because I've blown out the speakers on on this phone. And when I'm free to get an upgrade without having to pay all the extra money, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my phone, and then I'll start doing some live episodes. Now, anyone who hangs out at the mom and pop quilt shop, their live streams and stuff like that, it is not going to be like that. It's going to be something simple, similar to this, where maybe we can learn something together, and that way when you have a question, you can ask me right away, and I can stop, read the comments, I can re-show something. You know, we can just do something like that, and just have a little bit, test the waters, and see what we can do with some live videos. Maybe just similar to a Whip It Wednesday where I just show you what I'm working on, but it happens to be a live stream. But that's going to be down the road a little bit. It's going to be a few months. I don't think I mean, I can get the upgrade and pay the extra whenever I want, but I believe I'm free to do it around Mother's Day. So around that time, so that's in what, May? So maybe in June, we can start looking into some live streams. So another thing that's going to change a little bit is the commercials in my videos. I do have my channel monetized. YouTube is my job. This is where I put my energy and my effort to make money for myself and for my family. When you monetize your channel, any video that's over 10 minutes, you're able to put an additional commercial in it. You can have an ad at the beginning and the end of your videos, but anything that's over 10 minutes, you're allowed to add extra ads in the middle. Now, some channels have gone a little crazy, and you know, it's up to them. It's their channel. They can do as they wish, but some of them will put commercials or ads every 5 or 10 minutes. And you see with my longer videos, anything that's over 10 minutes, I do put one ad somewhere, not necessarily in the middle, but somewhere in the middle of the video. One place I will never put an ad is my Talk to Me Tuesday, because those videos they're meant to just do, it's that little quilting community where this is what's going on in my life this week. These are the quilting projects I worked on. Thank you very much. They should stay under 10 minutes anyways, but you know Robin likes to talk. No surprise there. So those videos will never have any ads added to them. But my Whip It Wednesday and my Sew With Me Friday and all those other videos, I do add ads to them. Even if it's an hour-long video, I still only put one ad. So I haven't decided on an exact length. Depends on each video and how it feels. But I will be putting an extra ad or commercial into many of my videos. Definitely anything that's 45 minutes or longer, we'll get 2 of them. If I have it set up where I feel I can comfortably add an ad in there with a break, then I will. But not to worry, I will not put one in every 10 minutes. I don't care if you watch regular TV and a 30-minute TV show, you're really only watching it for maybe 22 minutes or something like that, some down to 18. You get commercials there, you know, like every 5-10 minutes. That's not going to happen here, so you don't have to worry about that. But I will be adding into, like this video is going to be pretty long, I feel, so there will probably be 2 ads in this video. And I think 2 ads for 45 minutes to an hour is really not that excessive. Now, going along the theme with this is my job, this is the way I make money, because it does take money to run a YouTube channel, and that's part of the reason why I'd like to also start up the Patreon. One of the reasons I actually started, well, there's many reasons why I started the YouTube channel, but besides talking to you guys and doing different crafts, I also wanted to use it as a platform to show off things that I have in my art fire shop. And I've been kind of slacking because it's just not fun putting things in the shop and updating it and putting descriptions and photos and all that. But I'm going to try to be a better employee to myself this year, and I'm going to be putting more things into my art fire shop. I have a lot of handmade items. Some of them are in the shop, but many of them aren't. And I keep making new ones every week with you guys, so I'm going to start putting updates for my shop more often. I will probably as we're going, you might hear something like this. Oh, and when I finish the snowman, you'll be able to find it in my art fire shop. Things like that. I did that when I made the coin purses, and I'm like, you can find these in my shop. Here's the link. And there may just be a standalone video where I say, here's a shop update, and it'll be very clearly marked, so if you don't want to watch it, you won't have to. And I'll just update you to what's in the shop. Because while taking pictures is great and all, and even if I was an amazing photographer, it is better to be able to turn it around and show you things and explain it. If it's not like I make complicated things, it'll probably be like wall hangings and stuff, but maybe I want to zoom in and show you. Maybe I made a fidget pillow and I wanted to show you the way all the little fidget things work, the zippers and snaps and all that. Or I put a special hidden secret pocket somewhere. It's easier to show in a video than it is in a picture. So there will be shop updates coming up, but those are going to be either at the end of a video or just haphazardly thrown in, or a totally separate video. So it's not like I'm going to be shoving it down your throat and forcing you guys to purchase anything from my shop. But I always just thought a YouTube video would be a good way to be able to showcase what I'm working on. Because I like to create things, and you can only give away so much. You really kind of need to sell things after a while. I've mentioned it a few times, but one of the big things that's happening for me in 2019 this year is I will be turning 50 on February 7th. And I've talked many times over the year of 2018 at the end of the year stating that I decided, since I'm going to be 50 and it's such a big year, I mean, I don't mind being 50. I am starting to feel, I'm feeling not 20. I'm not necessarily feeling old, but I know I'm in a different part in my life. And since it's such a big number and it's 50 and it's one of the 0 years, I thought I would do, I know, get to the point, Robin. I thought I would do 50 donation items in the year of 2019. You know, my birthday's in February, so it's not like I can do up 50 before my birthday. And it's my birthday. I can do whatever I want, right? So I've decided that I want to donate 50 items in the year 2019. And you've already seen on my Whip It Wednesday the other day, you saw my very first quilt top that I've worked on. And that's going to be part of it. I had a friend give me a link to the little diaper t-shirts. So for when preemie babies are born, it's hard to get clothes for them. And when you do find clothes, it's very expensive. So there's an organization. I will discuss it more later when I get more information on it. But they send you a pattern and the details, and then you go ahead and you make little flannel. I'm sorry, I can see the little blue line back there. It's driving me crazy. You go ahead and you make flannel diaper cover shirts, the little shirts that are easy for the nurses to put on the babies with all the tubes, and the parents and everything like that. And then you donate them, and they give them to the neonatal areas in the hospital. Apparently, I can't stitch and do a problem while still talking to you guys. So I want to look into that, and I want to still I have hats to go to the vets from the Big Family Homestead, where their daughters collecting hats to give out at a veterinary hospital there. So I do have some hand knit hats that I would like to still donate to them, and I'd like to make more. Neonatal covers that put on the little isolettes, the little quilts for that. I want to do little angel blankets unfortunately, when their baby is born and it's stillborn, or if it comes too early and it's just too small to save, the parents go home with nothing. So some hospitals have these little bereavement packages that they give the parents. Some of them have these beautiful wooden boxes, and some of them give them a little, maybe a 12 or 18 inch a small little quilt that would be something like, because when you're a new parent, you bring your baby home in a blanket or a handmade quilt or something hand knit, and these parents are going home empty. So you give them these little tiny quilts, these bereavement quilts and preemie quilts, and they have something to take home and to hold and to cherish, and so that they know that their child was real. They were here and part of this earth, even if it's just for a small amount of time. So I want to look into those. But I'm going to start with just the hats and the little small quilts. We have a local hospital. Well, it's the next town over. It's like 45 minutes away. And then we have a Project Linus in the area. So somewhere along the lines, I'm going to be donating these quilts. And I thought it was really fun. I've heard from a few of you that you want to actually do not 50 with me, but maybe 1 a month or 6 in a year. So I was trying to think, we need to have a hashtag for Instagram or other social media that we can do for our charity group here, our little, not a fundraiser, but this little stitch along, sew along, quilt along, charity along. So someone's got to be smarter than me and has a better, clear brain and to think of a good phrase that we could use to use as a hashtag. And then I can double check it to make sure that it's not anything scary on Instagram. Because I've used a couple hashtags on my videos before, not realizing that other people use them also, of course, and they're not quite quilting and knitting related. But that's okay. You can always delete them, right? So that's what I want to do for my big 5-0. I want to do some charity. I want to do some service for others. And I love, you know, giving things for children. And children are very appreciative. They need things when they're in the hospital. They need something that's so scary for an adult. You imagine being a child. They need something to wrap up and love. That's why I was doing the Rare Bears last year. But that just wasn't something I was going to be able to maintain. The bears, I'm sorry, but they aggravated me and I just couldn't do it. And as I said, I didn't want to put that negative energy into all the bears I made. If I'm going to do this, I want to make sure I can do it all year long and not get frustrated and not finish what I started. So I think that might be all that I wanted to discuss with you guys today. This video, I've had to pause it a couple times because, you know, life just happens and you have to pause every now and then. So I'm not sure how long it is, but if you've made it this far, oh, that's it. That's what it is. Why can I forget these things? Some of these are the most important things, right? I wanted to thank everyone for being here, for hanging out with me this year, for giving me suggestions and helping me decide on fabrics, and for allowing me to make mistakes and say the wrong words and not remember words like sequins. And you guys are just really nice and sweet to help me out. And I appreciate it. I appreciate when you guys send me cards and postcards. You guys are all really wonderful to hang out with. I really have enjoyed this past year, and I'm looking forward to having another amazing year like this year. I like to really improve on it, of course, because I think we should improve every year. So let's make 2019 better than 2018. One of the ways you could help me out by making it a better year is I'm getting closer to that 10,000 mark. I'm over 9,000 now. So if you have been following me and listening to my ramblings, but you haven't subscribed yet, maybe you can go ahead and hit that little subscribe button in the bottom of the video or down below the video. And if you want to hear about any of the updates that I have coming up, you go ahead and ring that bell and YouTube will let you know. Because with everything that's going on with my husband Rob, some days if I can't get a video up or it's going to be late, I'll go ahead and use that community tab where I can put down a little conversation for you guys. That's where I did the poll for the snowman and Santa. And that way you'll know, YouTube, if you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know that, hey, here it is. Robin put up something in the community page. She's running late with the video. It's not going to be up today. Look for it tomorrow. Here's why. Plus, if we can get that 10,000 magical number, that would just be so exciting. I'm so appreciative to all of the guys that have spent time here with me and have subscribed to the channel. So now that I'm going to start talking in circles, if your name is on this list, so Sean, Bridget, Debbie, and Arna, could you please go ahead and send me your full name and mailing address, and I will get those S-hooks out to you as soon as possible. And for everyone else, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! And here's Mr. Snowman out of his little hoop and frame. It's really quite noticeable here. It's not as bad in regular life when you see this. The way this muslin was folded, it got a light spot, so it must have been sitting in the sun and got a little bleached or something. But I think it's going to be fine. But I just had one more thing I wanted to add. When I love chatting with everyone, and I really enjoy the time we spend together on the channel and in the comments. But it's coming to the point where things are getting to be quite busy here at the house, dealing with everything. And also, so many of you are so wonderful and leave beautiful comments for me that I'm getting to the point where I can't actually answer all the comments all the time. So please don't get angry or upset if you notice that I just put a little heart on your comment showing that I've seen it and I didn't actually reply to your comment, because you guys know all along I've always replied to every single comment that has been put onto my videos. Now some of you just say hi Robin, and I still comment on those, so it's going to be comments like that that are just saying hi, you know, simple little things. You know, I made the same thing, you know, I loved the video, whatever. I might just heart it, but if you ask a question, anytime you put a question mark in your comments, YouTube allows me to search based on comments, questions, so I will always do my best to answer those in a timely fashion if at all possible. Like if we're making a coin pouch and you need to know the measurements of something, I try to jump on and answer those right away. Other ones are, you know, maybe how many coin pouches did you make this week? I might not answer that right off. So that's just another little change you might notice that's going to be coming up on the channel. As time goes by and there's more and more comments, it does get harder. I just appreciate everyone coming and hanging out with me in my craft room. I really do have a great time talking to everyone. I just don't want to hurt anyone's feelings with the comments at all, you know? So I think he's coming out pretty cute so far. I'll be adding more to him as time goes by, a little bit here and there, just because it's such a simple project. He may be big. As I said, he's 15 inches tall, so he may be quite big, but it's just the back stitch, and it's just blue thread, so I don't have to change the thread until I run out. I'm not constantly changing colors and burying threads and starting new ones, so it's going to be really fun to work on him. Alright guys, that's it. I promise I'm not going to add any more. I'm going to go ahead and get this edited and uploaded so you guys are actually able to watch it. And thank you so much for hanging out with me.